So the first part of this ride is a climb over Mount Asama. This is the east side of Asama. It's about 9% in total, and it takes about 40 minutes with the climb. It's about the only climbing we're going to be doing today because a lot of this ride is downhill. Here's a map of the route that we're taking. We're starting in Karuizawa and cycling just a little bit north, and then we're cutting over east on our way to Kiryu. We're going from Nagano Prefecture into Gunma Prefecture. So we just stopped for a second at the top of the climb to get a coffee. Haven't had a coffee yet this morning, and use a toilet.
C'est le meilleur dépanneur au monde.
Yeah, we follow the river down through Gunma, and then we get to Kiryu. It's about 100 k's. And at this point, we're just now leaving 7-Eleven, and we're cycling behind Mount Asama. We're heading towards a valley that is going to take us into Gunma Prefecture, and in my opinion, this is one of the most beautiful valleys in all of Japan. You can see for days. You have wonderful rice fields next to you. You see the mountains, and we're really lucky with the weather this morning because there's no haze. A lot of the times it can be sunny, but it's hard to see the mountains in the distance, but that's not the case this morning. You could see for miles, and it was not too hot at this point. Granted, it gets hotter later, but it was just beautiful. Good start to the ride. And we're still dropping down into the valley, and these are some of the communities and little farming communities in this valley, and just beautiful old Japanese architecture as well as some modern. And it just gives you a sense of time and place of where you are. That's Pierre there in the front. I'm always trailing behind him. He's about 10 to 15 years older than I am, but he is so much more fit. So it's kind of frustrating, to be honest, but yeah, he's always leading the pack, so I enjoy riding with him because he drags me along. But here again, it's just some of the examples of how clear today is. Very little haze. You can see for a very long distance. And this right here is probably my most favorite bit of the route so far, or in the entire ride. But I want you to notice here, see the white line over just to the left of it, or to the right? There's a rut in the road where the tires of the cars just kind of press on the asphalt or the tarmac, and it makes a pretty nasty rut. And it's a common occurrence in Japan, and you just got to be careful. You know, I'm bouncing back and forth between the rut. This is about one of 4 bridges crossing over the river. You kind of zigzag as you go down this valley, and this is a beautiful bridge. And in fact, a lot of bridges are well made and well constructed here in Japan. They take a lot of pride in their bridge building and manufacturing, and they really are a spectacle, to be honest. So this here is a pretty little waterfall in the gorge. It's hard to see because of the shadow, but it's just in there. It's a pretty far drop. We're starting to come out of the valley here. It starts to flatten out a bit as we're coming across the plain. A little bit more congestion through here, a lot more traffic, and you just got to be a bit more aware of the cars around you. Walking up to a big Buddha. If you know who this deity is, or if it's a goddess or a who, because it doesn't look like Buddha, it's a female, let me know in the comment box. Be interesting. Pierre's all about pictures of bells.
Well, this is the smallest one I've ever seen. This used to be great at school.
Class time! We're teachers, by the way, at a college in Nagano, 6th form. And we just came from over that mountain ridge right there. And we're about halfway through the ride. The rest of the ride is flat and slightly downhill. So hasn't been bad. It's just becoming excruciatingly hot. Second stop of the ride. We're going into Lawson. I'm just feeling slightly bumped a little bit. Just need a little bit of sugar. I haven't had anything in the stomach this morning. So just a quick Coca-Cola. and some water. And by now we've completely left rural Japan and we're crossing into cities, into towns, and you can tell that by the congestion here. You got to be very mindful of everything around you and what's going on, because there are a lot of cars and the roads aren't, they're nice, but they're not in necessarily the best of conditions. You see a lot of cracks and a lot of ruts in the road, so you just have to be aware. And here's just on a little detour, we saw this road that was just off the main road and had these scarecrows all lining up, and I cannot tell you the significance of what it meant or what it's for, but other people were stopping and taking pictures as well, so I wasn't the only one. I don't really know what it meant, but I thought it was pretty cool. We just stopped again, and hopefully for the last time. It's about 35 degrees out here and it's so hot, and I've kind of hit a wall. I'm not really in the best of places right now. I'm hurting. So I just got some orange juice and 2 Snickers bars. I'm just trying to get sugar up. Yeah, I'm not in a good place. Comes with territory, I suppose. How you feeling?
Tip top. 100%.
Makes me mad.
On fonce. On y va.
He's crazy. All right. About 30K and hope we don't stop again. Next stop, Kiryu. We'll probably already missed the antique market. Had the ride stopped at 60Ks or 80Ks, I think I would have been okay. But by now we're on about 90 and I'm really struggling. I think it's the heat. I can't explain to you how hot it is. And I'm just sweating, and I know I'm losing fluid really quickly, and I just don't feel like I can drink enough. And I'm just in a really bad place, and it's quite dangerous when you're in this situation, because you just really start to lose concentration of what's going on. But here we are, we finally reached Kiryu, and you can see that in the picture here in the video just ahead. We've reached it, and unfortunately the market is starting to close up, and we're not going to be able to really get to see everything that we want to see. But it's a beautiful community, it's a beautiful town. Some of the old towns in Kiryu, or the old houses in Kiryu, are just amazing and well worth a visit if you're ever in Gunma Prefecture. So yeah, I mean, this was a good ride. I thought that my base of fitness was going to take me further than it did, and though I did get there, it was a challenge. It was not easy. And like I said, if I stopped at 60K or 80K, I think I would be able to say it was a great ride, but pushing it to 100 and 115, 118Ks in this heat was a challenge. Certainly a challenge. So we made it to the market.
Woo!
And that's some other colleagues that I work with.
Yeah, we ran here.
They ran here.
And got first, yeah?